Welcome back, everybody. Yep, it's that time of the week again, bitch. Welcome back to another insane episode of Old School, New School Comedy Podcast. And I am your host, Christy Miller. I almost forgot my name. And coming to you live from the studio. Whatever. Fuck off. Don't judge me. And in my apartment over there. Sheesh.
It's very nice, though.
Right, thank you. And with me this week is a part of the new school crowd. He's 6 years in, and I got the pleasure of seeing this guy on a regular basis down at one of the comedy clubs I play in the village called the Grizzly Pear Comedy Club. And it's probably, this club is like the most underground, mainstream trash club on the planet. Like, this is like the streets.
It is a beautiful mesh of unlike you watching the sausage get made, but also seeing a good final product.
Yeah, and it's like you'll see, big names in there, and you'll see people that just started, and it's all in the same show, and it's never a cohesive.
Yeah, oh, absolutely not. There's no rhyme or reason.
But this guy, he's 6 years in, part of the new school, but when I watch him host the room and stuff, he's got this killer energy, and he goes out swinging, and, he may not have a lot of jokes over there, but his energy is flawless, and I love him. He's hilarious, and you may have seen him on Amazon Prime, and what other subscriptions do you use?
OnlyFans.
Right? OnlyFans, definitely. OnlyFan, that's me.
Yeah.
One guy, and it's my dad. He's dead. I have to get a Ouija board out to get him to pay for a subscription.
Re-up!
Because I'm 190. So, but he's really super funny. I love his energy, and I especially love when he hosts a room. It's fucking fun. I know it's going to be a good show. And I just want to introduce you guys to everybody, to the one funny, up-and-coming. Keep an eye out for this guy, by the way. He's going to be something one day. I don't know what, but he'll be something. Anyway, give it up for Christopher Reiter.
Hey! Well, that's all good. That was nice.
Isn't it? I give good intro.
It's like one of the best compliments I get in comedy. Like, when comics see me pull up, they're like, oh, you're hosting? Thank God.
Yeah.
Because, there's so many stinkers out there.
Oh, God. It's like, it becomes a Q&A.
It's hell
horrible.
yeah.
Like the other night when we were there at the Grizzly Pear, it was like, I forget, it was so bad I forgot who was hosting.
Right.
Oh, I know who it was. And he's really sweet, too. And I really enjoy this kid. This kid Calvin was hosting, and a lot of new jacks.
Sure. A
lot of new jacks fall into this thing of they get scared of empty. I call it empty chair syndrome.
Yeah.
And they really cave in to that, the room is empty, and they don't know how to handle it. And it's like,
sure.
And I'm lucky enough that I came up in the 90s at the Comedy Store, when it was the dark days of comedy,
right.
Begging people to come out to shows, and then, having to follow like Rogan and Mencia and all these guys, and Griffin, who's still on, Eddie Griffin, he's still on stage
Yep.
To this day.
Light's still on, Eddie.
Yeah. Oh, give him the light. Fuck him. Get him off. That's my Mitzi. Mitzi Shore. Yeah. Get him off.
Has Paulie heard you do that?
Oh yeah, we all.
Good.
Okay, any comedian at any of Mitzi's comics at the Comedy Store has a Mitzi Shore impression.
Of course, yeah, I've heard Rogan's.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
No, mine's good. No,
yeah.
I got it down. No, fuck him. Fuck him. Give him the light. Oh God, he's terrible. So when she hates you, when showcases, I've sat with her during showcases back in the 90s. I'm laughing at her.
Right.
Her reaction, because she knows in like the moment you grab the mic, she knows if she's gonna like you or not. She was that gifted.
And she did that to Louis once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she did it to Seinfeld 7 times. No.
Good.
No, Gary Shandling.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I remember there was a great story that I like to tell. Is back in the day. This guy, he's from Boston, a killer fucking road comic, Paul D'Angelo.
I know that name.
You have to, because he's been around for
I think
like
he features for
34
Burr
years.
a bunch.
Yeah, because they're all Bostonians.
Yeah.
There's all that Boston crew, and he came out to the West Coast and was doing a lot of shows and getting TV shit and stuff. So we're like, D'Angelo's got a showcase. So Patty Ross and Dice and all them got him, in, and his management too. So he goes on stage that Sunday night, and it was packed that night, which was great. And Mitzi's sitting there, and I'm off to the side by the cover booth, and like Eleanor's still waitressing, and we're all sitting patties with him. Dice is sitting there, like everybody and their mother came in to support D'Angelo on his showcase, and he did his bit Suck World, which is one of his classic bits about teaching kids, like having an amusement park for kids to learn about how shitty the world is when they grow up. It's called Suck World.
Yeah,
and it's like
to be
divorce
next to Walt Disney World.
That's hilarious, but it's a brilliant fucking bit. So he does that. He almost gets a standing O. Like, he destroys the OR that night.
Yeah.
And you know what Mitzi said? Oh, he's too polished. Fuck him. I was like, we were all like jaws on the ground, like, what? He's too fucking polished. Ugh, no, because she liked rough around the edges.
Sure.
She liked character. She liked grit.
He was hitting the marks. He was
very improv.
Yeah.
And improv comics usually didn't do well.
Sure.
Because they're clean corporate cruise ship,
boat acts.
Total boat acts. And it was like the Comedy Store was like Animal House.
Right.
We were all the degenerates.
We were
all the fucking douchebags, but we were all crazy. We couldn't fit into society.
Sure.
Mitzi created, we're all fucking losers. But, we were a family, and we all looked out for each other. And it's always like, you're a store comic. It's like this weird connection we have with each other. I've met comics that from the newer generation that come out to New York. They're like, oh, your old school store. And I go, yeah. And they're like, and it's like an instant bond. Like, we're instantly brother and sister or family.
Sure.
But it was so funny. Oh, he's too polished. Ugh. And I was like, damn. And he didn't get in. And he ended up going back to Boston.
Damn.
Boston has some killer fucking comics.
I feel like I asked a lot of Boston comics. I feel like there's a natural migration. Like, you hit a ceiling quickly in Boston.
Oh, because it's a small town.
Right. And then, like, there's just like a migration pattern of like New England, Boston to New York.
Yeah. And it's like, all those Bostonians, like, Rogan's from out there, Bill Burr, Patrice O'Neill, legend, favorite.
Yeah.
Steve Sweeney's still one of my favorite comics who'll never be a household name, but because he's so, if you want to know anything about Boston or how people are from Boston, just watch Steve Sweeney. He's fucking, I want to get him on the podcast so bad. He's so fucking Boston.
Bitch, Steve.
Come on, Steve.
Pull up, bro.
Yeah, right.
It's amazing in here.
Chris is my hype guy. But it was so funny. But yeah, I got to come up. So, it was a great time to come up, even though it was a hard time to come up.
Absolutely,
But like, between that and all these shitty clubs in the city, it's the grit. The Comedy Cellar is like Disneyland. If you bomb at the Cellar, you should just pack it in and
Absolutely.
go.
Like, how you can fart noise into the mic and you should get a pop.
Because they hand you these comics. I mean, the audience. It's a psychological thing when you go into a comedy club. Versus like a bar show or some other venue that the back of a pizza joint or whatever, the back of a dive bar on McDougal. It's a different vibe when you walk in. When you walk into a club like the Comedy Store or even the Comedy Mothership or the Cellar, it's subconsciously in the audience's brain, they're clicking in, they're going to see a fucking show.
Right.
So they're already vested before they walk in the door. They're already vested here. And so they know they're going to see great comedy. So they're set up. So they're there with you. As opposed to going into like a Grizzly Pear back room of a bar turned comedy club.
100%.
A bar show, a laundromat, a pizza, whatever the fuck people do comedy at now. They do it everywhere. I should do a show in my fucking room at this point.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Boxing gyms, rooftops, literally Central Park.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
There's one called Chopped Cheese Comedy over a bodega in the Upper West.
Yep.
It's an art gallery / bodega / comedy club. It's hilarious. And it's a sober room too, which is even funnier. Oh. Yeah. I'm straight edge, so I fit right in.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have a problem. I am the problem.
Yeah, she is the problem.
So, but it's like, so when you go into places like that, like the Pear, which because you're a regular there too, the subconscious click in the brain goes,
hold on. Yeah.
This is it?
Right. It's like, what the fuck did we just give this kid $20 for?
Yeah, this better be funny.
Yeah,
so now they're like this. So now they're like defensive.
Yes, and that's why I come in with such high energy.
Yeah, and it's beautiful.
Every single show.
Yep.
And like when it's like you mentioned Calvin earlier, like the empty room syndrome. I love an empty room. Because like I feel like with the energy I just dial in And my thing is to convince them to buy in. We're here together. We're spending the next 90 minutes together, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
So like, if you unclench and have a good time, you're gonna have a good fucking time.
Well,
don't sit here with your arms crossed and just be a dick.
Yeah. So like, I learned early on because my first week in stand-up, I met Mooney, and I was starstruck. You know, it's a Comedy Store. Yeah. And I was a waitress back then. And when Mooney came in, I was like, oh my God, it's Paul fucking Mooney. Oh my God, oh my God. And I'm thinking, I didn't know the gist of the store, that the paid regulars were family and they stayed home versus just a club coming in and out, like a contract club, like a Caroline's, you know, like a Punchline in San Francisco that I grew up with, or a Cobb's, you know, it wasn't like that. So I'm like, oh my God, it's Paul Mooney. I better say something or I'm never going to have this chance again. Not knowing he's the fucking, you know, the house closer at that point. He was the Kinnison spot at that time. And I was like, oh my God, it's Paul fucking Mooney. Oh my God, I almost dropped my soda glass. And Eleanor goes, yeah, fucking Mooney. We're going to be here all fucking night now. Yeah. And she walks off. I go, no. I go, you don't understand, Eleanor. It's Paul. I'm there a week.
Right.
A week, 7 fucking days, you know. Like
a legend.
You know, and here comes Mr. Mooney. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And she goes, yeah, we're going to be here all fucking night. I go, yeah, but Eleanor, you don't understand. That's Paul Mooney. Like, I'm trying to tell her, right?
You're
and she goes, yeah, what are you, fucking retarded? What's wrong with you? And she walks away, and I'm like, so I go, okay, Christy, go up to him. Don't let this moment pass. Because you let this moment pass in the past with other people that you admired. You stayed back because you were shy. Don't let this pass. So I walked up to him. He was getting a soda at the bar or whatever, champagne split or whatever. And I walked up to him like, hey, Mr. Mooney. He goes, hey. And I go, hey. I don't even remember what I said. That's how fucking retarded it is. That's how out-of-body experience it was for me.
You're watching you.
And I'm like, oh my God, it's Paul Mooney. And he goes, okay. And he liked to slap 5 because he's 190.
Yeah.
You know, he's old school. Give me 5, blow. What it is.
Down low.
You know, down low. That was him. And
on the black hand side.
Right. So we slapped 5, and he goes, are you new here? And I go, yeah. And I'm a big fan. He goes, well, I'm going on next. I go, he goes, come in and watch. So I did, of course. And I'm like, I have a free show. I felt like a private, because there's like 3 people in the audience. I'm in the back dying, you know. And he gets off stage. Oh, honey, I heard you laughing all the way. Oh. You know, we were instantly best friends. So in my early years there, so I was under his wing because, like, you know, we just got each other. We knew each other from like past life bullshit.
Yeah. Were you just waiting at this point, or were you already like trying to do comedy?
I was getting the balls up to do comedy because I just got the job at the Comedy Store. And I told my best friend Kira at the time, because she was yelling at me to get on a stage. So I said, all right, if I go to the Comedy Store and get a job as a waitress, that means I'm supposed to be there. I'm supposed to do comedy. And I'm supposed to learn. If I don't get the job as a waitress, I'm not supposed to be in that building, and I got to find something else to do. So I walked in, I got the job in like 30 seconds.
And then met Paul fucking Mooney.
And then met Paul Mooney in a week. Yeah. So I'm dying. So I'm in the back. So we instantly, him and I, arm in arm, like father-daughter. And we instantly bond. We exchanged numbers that night. We talked on the phone the next day, and it was instant family, right? So he told me early on, honey, I don't care if it's 1 person or 1,000 people. Do your shit.
Fuck yeah.
And I never forgot that. That was like my first month as a stand-up comic, you know, like getting into it. Because he, you know, my first night at open mic, Freddie Soto, God rest his soul, brought me up. You know, he goes, Miller, you're going on. And I go, huh? So I got my little 3 minutes in my head.
Right.
I went up. Everybody came upstairs to the belly room to see my first time. The waitress is going on. Christy's going on. One of our kids. So it was like, it was Mooney, it was Dice, it was Wheels, it was Dave Edwards, it was Dom Herrera, it was Eddie Griffin, it was Carlos Mencia.
You're just dropping legendary names.
Right, and they're all watching me, rooting me on for my first time, and they were like, you got it. And Rogan's like, you got it. You have the whole persona, so just now you got to hone it. You know, you got it.
Fuck.
So I was lucky, you know, I was very lucky. I was very blessed.
Yeah.
But it was like during the dark days when no one gave a shit about comics. Right. The Comedy Store was falling, you know.
Just Kinnison in a trench coat doing 40 minutes in front of 5 people.
Well, no, it was after that, honey.
After that, even darker.
It was actually the ghost of Kinnison. Get on the stage! You know, it was, Sam died before I moved to LA. And, but, you know, it was still legendary Comedy Store, but it was like the darkest days.
Sure.
It was that part of the documentary of the dark times. That was when I was there from 95 to 05. So begging people, going to hotels and bringing comedy store tickets, you know, calling people to get people to come in. Mitzi would have us call. I'll call them and tell them that Robin Williams used to play here. And I'm like, they're not going to care, Mitzi.
Yeah.
But, you know, she was doing anything. She was robbing Peter to pay Paul. And then, like, we needed a roof, and it was leaking all the time. So Eddie Griffin paid for a roof. And I think Court McCown paid, or was it Court? Or, no, Kirk Fox. He paid for our names to be put on when we were made in 2000. He paid the paint because Mitzi didn't have it then. You know, so we were all chipping in, all helping out. And so it was like the dark time. So nothing came out of the Comedy Store back then.
Right.
And so it was like, I'm so grateful for the dark days because it made me who I am.
Absolutely.
So I ain't afraid of shit. I don't give a fuck who's in the audience. I don't give a fuck if it's one person. I look at it as, this is a private show.
Yeah, this is your show.
This is your private show that you didn't have to pay top dollar for.
Right.
And I'm going to give you the best fucking 20 minutes.
I'm going to give you all I got, babe.
I'm going to lay it all on the table for you. And that's how I approach it. I don't look at empty chairs. I play to the tables that love you.
Right. Sure.
And fuck the people that don't like you. Play to the tables that love you because they're having fun. Don't ruin their good time because some asshole doesn't like you.
Right. Just coming in fucking jaded.
Yeah. It's always like that 99 yeses, but you remember the one no.
No. Yeah.
And no, fuck that no. Focus on the
99 yeses. You're crushing.
They got you. You know, they got your back, so why would you shit on someone that has your back when you're trying to kiss ass on the person that don't give a fuck about you?
Yeah.
But that's,
and they're not anybody.
But that's our dysfunctional mentality.
Absolutely.
So comics are always trying to kiss ass on that one. Fuck that heckler.
Yeah.
Fuck him in the ass, hard, sideways.
You always hear the one where it's like you finally get the one guy to laugh, and then you have to make note of it. Like, finally, fuck, this dick fucking laughed.
Yeah.
At a 90-minute show one time, I got him.
Yeah, but don't even act like that.
But fuck him. Everyone else is having a blast.
You focus on all the other guys that are having a good time and ignore that guy.
Yeah.
So, and when they act like that and they get ignored, then they won't do it anymore.
Oh, absolutely. Carol Montgomery once told me something similar to that, where she was playing someplace. I was like, "You nervous?" She goes, "I don't give a shit." And I was like, "That's okay." And she goes, "I know what I'm saying is funny. It's on them to have a good time or not."
Yeah. But it's on them to like reciprocate, but it's also if you go up and you don't connect, it's something you did.
Yeah.
Because I've gone into, I do this as a proven like scientific experiment with these fucking New Jacks.
Mm-hmm.
And they're bombing, right? I'm like, I got this. Okay, they're tight. All right, so let me go in and do what I do. Let me put it on a little extra for them. Let me host the room in the middle of the show. Let me get it going. So I'll get it going.
That's what I did the other day when we were on together. I was like, let me go host again.
Yeah, but it's like, I'll go up and rip it apart, and then it becomes a show again.
Right.
And it's like, well, I just wasted my 10-minute spot just getting the room nice so you could have fun. What am I doing? But I want to have fun too. But my thing is, I don't do it for the other comics. I do it for the audience.
100%.
Because I want them to come back and say, there was a couple shitty ones, but we had a good time.
Yep.
So we're going to go again.
Yeah.
That's why I do it.
Preaching to the choir. Yeah. Absolutely.
If you're having fun, the audience will have fun with you.
Right.
You ever, like the other night, it was like, it becomes a Q&A with these hosts because they don't know how to host an empty room. So it becomes, so what do you do? Where are you from? Oh, and it's like, and the whole show became conversational.
Yeah.
And I'm
when's
like,
HR getting involved? Yeah.
This isn't a fucking podcast.
Right.
This is a comedy show. Like, put on, do your shit, wake them up, get them going. But it's like, but that's also, and it's not like it's, oh, you suck. It's just like, okay, you're green.
Yeah, greener than goose shit sometimes.
Yeah, and it's like, you're literally got placenta on your face. It's not a mic cord, it's an umbilical cord. And, and it's like, you're still, baby, and
Absolutely.
it's like, so I don't think people like that should host on a mainstream comedy show.
Sure.
I think they should get their chops and because like when the old bookers, you remember Kenny and Gabe, right? Mm-hmm. Which I love them. And when they created the Grizzly Pear Comedy Club made it actually a club, after, PJ Landers got pushed out, and then Kenny and Gabe came in and made it like something, 4 shows a night, packed.
Yeah.
Like, they knew how to do a fucking room, and it became one of the hottest rooms in the city.
Absolutely.
To play. Everybody wanted to be a part of the Grizzly Pear because it was so raw and so dirty and gritty, but it was fun and it was packed and the people, it was great. And
it was like, you sort of like, with my generation, you sort of people. I'm born in 1990, so like my recollection of the cellar.
Okay,
the
kill
cellar
yourself.
already. I'm sorry. I'm only 33. But like my recollection of the cellar was already a thing.
Yeah.
So like the pair gave you this thing where it's like you can get on the ground floor of being
it's
a part of
grassroots.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like before they create the comics table.
Yeah.
You can be a part of this. You can literally be a part of the sausage getting made.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
the lore of the Grizzly Bear.
Yeah. And so, they would call me, Miller, you want to host tonight? Can you host? I'm like, yeah, because I'll host the shit out of a room. But I've been doing this a long time,
Yeah.
And I always try to teach comics that are new that come to me for help or coaching. I'm like, I go, listen, your stand-up is one aspect. Hosting is another aspect. Totally different set.
Mm-hmm.
And crowd work is a different aspect.
100%.
So you have to find where you are, but you need to hone your stage skills first before you can start branching out into some crowd work, branching out into hosting. But you got to be a solid performer to host because you're not doing your act.
Right.
You're doing parts of it.
You're
doing like highlights. It's like a highlight reel. And you're talking to people, but you're a highlight reel of your best.
Absolutely.
And, you can't just walk up there and go, how's everybody doing? Oh, and then you go into your act for 10 minutes.
Triscuits are crazy. It's like,
and they go right into your
can
act.
you
So
spit on it a
like,
little bit?
Yeah.
Warm me up some.
Yeah,
Jesus.
like just the tip, honey.
Yeah.
Just don't shove her
Kiss
on in
me
there.
first.
This ain't Rikers.
Yeah.
So, but it's it's a craft, and you're constantly learning. And I'm 28 years in, and I'm still growing.
Oh,
I'm still
absolutely.
learning
Sure.
because it's layers. It's evolving. The times change.
It changes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So being 6 years in, and what do you think so far?
I mean, fucking, like I said, it's always changing. I do totally agree with that. Like, there's a different aspect of your act, and then hosting, and then crowd work. Like when I host, like I'm doing like a room that's notoriously tough because it's light. I will grade myself differently on two different factors.
Sure.
Like someone will say, "How's the room?" I'll say they're bad or good. But I'll say like it was a comedian's 4 for me because I didn't really get my laughs, I didn't really get my jokes in. But a host 8.
Right.
Because I did what I was supposed to do.
Yeah, you did
and I
your
got
job.
them ready and warmed up. And now the bullet spot is in their crushing.
Yeah.
So like it's a totally different thing. And then sometimes the crowd is geared and ready to go, and you can get like a good amount of your jokes in, good amount of your bits.
But you got to be flexible.
100%. You got to be able to at a moment's notice be like, all right, fuck, they don't want material right now. I need to figure out a different way.
I need to connect to them a different way.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then when you connect, because the host is really the conductor.
Absolutely.
The Philharmonic, the band's playing, but you're conducting.
This fucking dude's
this guy's flipping out with a stick, and he ain't said a fucking word. He ain't played one note.
Not
mere
spit
note,
came out of his
bitch.
mouth.
Yeah, he had his back to you the whole fucking
Exactly.
time.
He's like, oh, them? Fuck them. I'm looking at them.
His job is to get that band to crush, and then it's on, he's the conductor. So we're basically the conductor.
100%.
So we're dun 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 dun, dun with our stick, getting everybody happy. Everybody goes up and plays their solos.
100%.
The bass player, the bass player. There's a bass player in Philharmonic. You could tell what kind of
somebody
fucking
from Parliament.
Yeah, right. That would be amazing. No, the Funkadelic Parliament. Bitch. Page you, Mr. Harmonic, Mr. Phil Harmonic, to the white courtesy telephone, please. So, but yeah, it's like we're the conductor. So when you're hosting, it's not about you anymore.
No.
And this is my favorite thing that I yell at, like when people that host, they host line.
What's that mean?
Host lining is when you go up and you make it about it. You host line. You do the whole 20 minutes up front, and then you do another 10 in between each comic. Now the show is an hour and a half behind.
Right.
And the comics are suffering, the time suffering, the crowd hates it, and it's like you're host lining.
Yeah, okay.
Instead of headlining, you're host lining.
Sure. I'm not that bright.
Yeah.
I got
one! A dimly lit bulb. But yeah, so like, and that's another side of hosting that people get.
Sure.
And it's always, and I hate this, it's always the ones that like can't get laughs, and then somebody goes up and kills, and then they got to go back on and try to ride that wave. Bitch, it ain't about you.
Yeah.
Just host the room, do your job, You're getting paid more than the rest of them because you're working all night. So just shut the fuck up and take your money.
Fucking turn the room over. Let's go.
And when someone kills, don't go up and do 10 minutes.
No.
Keep the energy going.
Right.
Bring the next guy up right away.
Absolutely.
Whenever someone kills when I host, I'm like, all right, keep that energy going.
Yep.
You know, give it up for him. Now let's keep that energy going and go. And just bring them right up while they're
still
one
of my hardest crushes was following Bartnick at the pair.
Okay.
Leveled the room.
Right.
And luckily the host, he went up really quick, just brought me up.
Smart.
And I just caught his wave like a fucking surf ninja and had destroyed.
Yeah, because the energy was up.
Yep.
Like when I recorded my album, Really Yours on Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you stream. That's my plug. Or I should do it this way too.
And it's on Roku.
Is it? Did I just turn off my mic? No, I didn't. Okay, I just took it off. Okay. Anyway, I was gonna say, but I had my best friend. I brought like I have my core 4 friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're the core 4, like the Yankees in the '90s.
Sure.
So it's like it's me, Teddy Smith, Gina Savage, and Eric Marino.
Okay.
Were the 4 that that I'm bonded deeply with. So Teddy Smith's one of the best comics in the country, pretty much, like a monster. So I had Eric host, who's great, and then Teddy's protege, Laura Patton, went up for 5 because she brought a bunch of people to my album recording at the comic strip that night. She just wanted to support. She didn't want to go up. She just wanted to show love and brought family, brought all these people to show love. I said, oh no, you're going up for 5 minutes.
Hell yeah.
You know, you're going up because you helped me. You're going up. You need to share some of the love too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, which was so sweet. And so I made Teddy Smith go on before me for 10 minutes because I knew he would destroy.
Yeah, absolutely.
He would destroy. So the energy.
10 minutes for Teddy, that's a right-handed layup.
Yeah, exactly. He could just sit on the bench and shoot 3-pointers.
Yeah, exactly. Steph Curry.
So he goes up and just destroys. So the energy in the room is like up here now.
Right.
It's high. So he brings me right up because I said, Teddy, I want you to bring me up for the album.
Yeah.
So he had them up high and he did a funny intro because it was part of the bit because he was telling funny stories about me and killing, and he did a couple of my favorite bits. And then he brings me up on that hype on his level. So he had that, there was no energy drop.
Right.
So when I jumped on stage for an hour and a half, it was just coast.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to work to get the room.
You didn't have to.
I didn't have to do shit, but just show up and just do my material straight without having to, hey, how you guys doing? You doing all right? You know, like none of that bullshit
exposition.
It was straight into the album. And it
can't ease into a street fight. Come out swinging.
And I always try to tell comics, you know what? Don't put somebody up that sucks before you.
Yeah.
You'll never get better. You'll get lazy. And if you put somebody up that challenges you, like, oh, fuck, they just killed. I got to bring it.
Yep.
That's what's going to make you a better comic.
Literally, I just, Bartnick, crushed him after him. The next night, my worst bomb was following Marcelo Hernandez.
Sure.
Because he crushed.
Yeah.
And he's crushing on a midnight show. He's good looking. Literally, the pit of the pair is just like fried and dyed white girls, not paying attention, except for Marcelo, who just destroyed. And the host goes, he's doing a little time in between.
Dumb.
And he finally goes, you guys ready for your next comic? And a girl in the middle just goes, we want more Marcelo. And immediately I was like, I am not that nigga. And so I had to fight to get their attention on me. Mm-hmm. And it was quicksand. But the harder I fought, the worse I sank.
Right. So then you learn something. Don't fight with them.
Oh, yeah.
Just go up and do your shit because you'll win them over, because the host should not have done more time.
Oh, yeah.
He should not. He should have kept that energy high and brought you up and just flip it. Keep it going. Then the only time you need to do time in between comics when you're a host is if somebody bombs.
Correct.
So you get the room back. So you can get them happy again. Do like 2 minutes.
Right.
You know, because if you do 2 minutes in between each act and there's 10 acts, that's an extra 20 minutes on the show. People don't understand that. Oh, it's just 2 minutes. Yeah, but it adds up.
Yeah, but there's a lineup, my guy.
Yeah, there's times and there's a show time and there's other shows afterwards. So you gotta
they gotta flip the room and they gotta clean the shit and they gotta see 2 drinks.
Counts. Yeah. So the fact that Marcelo killed that hard, he should have said, all right, you guys, give it up for Marcelo one more time. We're going to keep that energy going. This guy, you're going to love him. He's here. Chris Reiter.
Yeah, exactly. No credits. I'll give fuck. Bring me up. Let's
just bring him up. Just bring him up. So there's still.
It's like when a toddler falls. You want to distract them before they realize that they fell on their knee to be like, nah. Don't lose attention. Stay here, right here.
It's like when a little kid falls down and he looks at the parent to see if he should cry or not.
Yeah.
You're fine. Okay. And the kid's
Boom.
fine.
Right.
So if you do that, you're winning. And that host would have won. He would have crushed because he did the right thing.
Right.
But no, he was host lining a little bit because he got all that love from Marcelo. He wanted to skate on it. He wanted to make it about him.
Huh.
Yeah.
Real dick move. Guy.
And meanwhile, he's laughing because you bombed. So.
He's like, you bombed, dumb idiot.
But also, too, just go up without, and I always tell people, too, go up. Don't worry what happened before you.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry what's going to happen after you. Just go up and that's your playroom now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you want to see my fort? Hey, girls, what's up? How you doing? Whatever. Just go right into your shit. And that's taking, because like psychologically, you just took control of the room.
Right.
So they have to go with you instead of pandering. Hey, I know I'm not Marcelo, but
right.
I'm 3 of him or whatever.
Like, I heard you're all pretty tight. Like, nah, this is every comic. It's a brand new show.
Yep.
Every
it's a
10
brand new
minutes.
show. So, and the host does his time up front, and then he should just bring people up back to back. When I do, my shows run on time or early.
Sure, yeah. No, I don't like having to do
because I want to go fucking home.
Yeah. Like I only do time in between if I have to. It's because someone bombed.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go home. I'm not trying to dick around. I got a job in the morning. I got to call at 8 a.m.
I don't want to be around you motherfuckers
yeah.
anymore. I'm tired.
And my back hurt.
Yeah.
Rack this shit up.
Girl.
And don't run my light.
I want to be home. That's why, when I go up, I don't host there anymore. I won't put in for hosting ever again.
Smart.
I'm tired. I'm not staying there all fucking night. If it was with Kenny and Gabe, then I would stay because it's fun. Because then it's a fun vibe and we all hang. No one hangs anymore.
Nah.
Since they're gone.
I got to go.
Yeah. So I get up, I'll leave here from my apartment to the Pears like 10 minutes.
Sure.
I just hit the E, jump down, bam, I'm there. So I'm there in 10 minutes. I usually end up going on second at like 8:20. So I get done at 8:30. I'm like, oh, that's my time. Gotta go. I ain't getting paid that much.
Let's go back home.
If you want to see a full show, you'll pay full price. So I get off. I finish. I say goodbye to everybody, and I leave. I'm home by 9 o'clock.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm literally gone in an hour.
Yeah.
Like 1 hour, I did a show and came back.
God damn.
I know. It's fantastic.
That's my dream. I fucking hate hosting, but I do it a lot.
No, you're great at it, and
it pays.
Yeah, it pays, and you're great at it. And to find a good host,
it's a because like there's comics who will host, and then there's comics who are good hosts. And like there's a small little frat.
There's comics who will host if that's what the job entails.
Right.
Like, all right, I'll do it if you want me to, but I really don't want to. But then there's people that are, you know what, you should just host.
Yeah.
Like like my girl Janice Massetti, she's a
fucking love Janice.
Fucking host.
Fucking this tall, the angriest little she scares me.
Yeah, the angriest little Jewish broad you ever met. But when I
sorry, I remember the first time I met her, I was on Broadway. And I was go, hey, I'm here, I'm on the show. And she goes, you don't say fucking hello? And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's her. You don't say fucking hello.
What's wrong? Who raised you?
Yeah, she'll cuss you out before you. That's how she says hello.
Yeah.
She cusses you out. What the fuck, you piece of shit?
You dumb shit. You look like my friend. How are you? What's your name?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's her. But I always tell people she at one of the clubs, like I want to tell Stand Up New York, those guys, now that they've moved, that because it's literally around the corner from me. It's great. It's there in 3 minutes.
Nice.
It's
no
so
train,
good.
no
train, no commute. It's closer than the train stop. So I wanted to tell them, hey, you should hire her as your house MC, because to have a house MC, yes, it costs money.
Sure.
But at the same time, you have a house MC. They're integrated. They're vetted. They're fucking in. And to find someone that could be your house MC that's a huge deal.
Absolutely.
And when back in my day, I used to host potluck at the Comedy Store. Mitzi would have me host, and I hated the second half, the pop-ins, because you had to deal with all the paid regulars.
Sure.
And you were there from 10 to 2 as opposed to 7 to 10.
God damn.
Yeah, so you wanted to kill yourself. But I love potluck because the first hour was open mic. It was 7 to 8, 3-minute spots. Boom, boom, boom. 20 comics, up and down, up and down. But I would make it a show and I would make the crowd be like, all right, this is like America's Got Talent or American Idol.
Sure.
So I would make them judge. I'd get them all involved in the open mic, and I would do good intros for the open micers. So it made it fun. And they used to go, oh, we love it when you host. I go, yeah, well, I'm making it about me because I want to have fun.
Right.
Not necessarily it's my show and I'm going to do 20. No, I'm
here for 4 fucking hours.
Well,
I'm making it worth
from 7
it.
to 10, you're there 3 hours.
Right.
And you don't do your set until 10 minutes to 10.
God damn.
So I do the open mics, then you do the employee comics from 8 to 9. Then from 9 to 10 was Mitzi's showcases. And then from 9:50 to 10 o'clock was your set.
Holy shit.
And then you turned it over to the MC for the next 4 hours for the pop-ins.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it was a lot of work, but that structure that Mitzi put was probably the greatest time of my life, because I wrote hours of material during those Sundays, hosting from 7 to 10 every week. And I wrote so much material because after 3 hours, they already know who you are, but they don't know who you are.
Right.
So they know what you do when you're having fun and you're playing with the crowd and you're bringing people up, and you're doing this, and then you do the showcases. It's very structured. And then you do your set. So you kind of, at that point, they love you because they've been with you for 3 hours. You've taken them on this ride. Now it's your turn to do a set. So it really taught me so much to imagine going up and down for 3 hours and then doing 10 minutes.
3-minute sets. Like if you're a smoker, I didn't even have time to get half a cig down.
Yeah. And then the employee sets were 5. I think they were, if I remember right, they were 5 or 6. And then the showcase sets were 3, 5, and 10.
Yikes.
Yeah. So, because you had to come back.
Yeah.
She had wanted to see a little bit. That just gave her enough to be like, oh, you got something. Come back next week or do 6. Okay. So they'd come back. It's okay, let me see you do 10. Because, you had to have a good hour, solid hour to pass at the Comedy Store at the time, because sets in the OR were 15, but some of the sets in the main room were 20.
Sure.
So you can't shoot your entire load of 15 minutes of material.
If that's all you fucking got.
all you got.
Yeah.
So you've got to have an hour. So by the time, I built up my set, built up my shit, and I showcased for her, I had about 2 hours under my belt because I had all that time hosting, and all those belly room shows, all the underground shows, all the late nights and open mics and stuff, and I built and built and built, and then when I showcased for her, was like, she knew I've been working so hard, and she got all this good feedback from the booker and everybody else in the cover booth, So So by the time I showcased, it was a slam dunk.
Yeah.
So it was great, but I was grateful for all that work because it made me solid. So now I'm in the big leagues. I just got traded.
Right. It's like when they're calling you up.
Yeah, they called me up to the big leagues. Now I'm at bats. My first at bat. Dom Irera is bringing me up at my first at bat in a major league game, and I'm like,
fucking Dom Irera.
Yeah, Dom Irera, legend. Yeah. So he goes, who's next to Jeff Scott? Because the showrunner was a piano player. And he goes, it's Christy Miller. He goes, Christy, the waitress? He goes, yeah. She's a regular now? He goes, yeah. And he goes, oh my God, this is great. He goes, give it up for Chris. Because he used to call me Muscles Marinara.
Yeah.
And he brought me up, and he was like, and after I got off stage, he goes, well, I can't believe. He goes, this is great to see one of your homegrown in the farm league, come up from the AAA, double A, and now you're in the big league.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Dom Irera brought me up on my first paid regular spot.
That's amazing.
And it was a Wednesday night.
Fucking A.
And it was fantastic. And it was like heaven. Like I couldn't believe when I was standing on that stage as a paid regular on the lineup. I was just like, I don't remember my set. I just remember having this outer body experience on the stage going, like here I am, and then I'm like this high up outside of me, just about this much,
seeing everything,
looking, going, you're a fucking paid regular now, and it felt different.
Holy
like dick. It felt like, oh shit, this is scary. Like I'm in the big leagues now, and it was fantastic. I'm grateful for all the shit I've been through, all the bad decisions I've made.
So what year was that?
That was 2000. The beginning of the first part of 2000. Because I just came here to open for Paul Mooney for the first time for 99 to 2000. Mm-hmm. So I came in for New Year's week with him. It was my first time in New York at 4 years in. as a stand-up, and I'm opening for Paul Mooney in New York City on Broadway, and you know the lines around the block.
Right, because it's Paul fucking Mooney.
Because it's Paul motherfucking Mooney. So, yeah, I popped my cherry in New York. I killed it. Went home, and everybody was talking. Christy was in New York with Mooney, opening for Mooney. And everybody was chatting.
Sure.
So it became the talk, like from all of us, you know, employee comics and regulars and stuff. Like, oh, Miller's coming up, you know, like. And then it became like this thing, and you know, it really gave me some footing to like be like a force to be reckoned with.
Oh shit, yeah.
And to be like taken seriously, because you know, female comics in '99, 2000 still were kind of like whatever, bitch.
Yeah.
You know, you better be funny.
Right.
You know, we had to be twice as funny to get half as laughs.
Absolutely, yeah.
Half as many spots. So, you know, and it's, you know, I'm grateful for all that. You know, I didn't play the game properly. I didn't suck anybody's dick. I didn't fuck the headliner.
I would have sucked so much dick.
I will now. I'm 50. I'll be 54 in a month. I'll suck everybody's dick. Who's
wait,
mine?
You're in your 50s?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's September 15th, 1970.
I thought you were like at most 42.
Well, black don't crack.
Yeah. Hey!
I love
muscles better now, everybody.
I love throwing that to people. They go, what? But yeah, it's no, I take care of myself.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. Just be happy. Live your life. Take care of yourself. Treat your body like a temple. Don't abuse your body. Be happy. Be good to your heart. You know, do things that make your heart sing. That's what I live my life by, that motto.
I do a lot of drugs.
See,
but they make me happy.
No,
they're pretty good.
You're
edibles, mushrooms.
Yeah, you're covering up.
Chopped cheese. Those three things at once. Oh my god.
You're covering. You're burying something because you're
Probably.
escaping. Yeah. I raw dog life. I don't spit on life.
No fucking lube.
No lube, no not that
no
fucking
hot to a bullshit.
Yeah, fuck that little inbred bitch.
Get an Indian burn. Yeah.
Oh yeah, honey, it's
wait, so like so the store, they do pass the mic, right?
Where?
At the store. So like Don Moreno.
Yeah, it's a pass the mic thing, yes.
So
yes,
who did you bring up after?
Don't remember.
No shit.
I don't remember.
Holy, because you were having
you
weren't in your body.
Once I got on stage, I don't remember anything else that night.
Yeah.
I remember having a great set, and I just remember that, and I don't remember anything that happened afterwards. I couldn't tell you who was there, who I hung out. I could not tell you.
Like a viceless blackout.
Like I literally left my body.
No drugs,
yeah,
but
I left my body.
No shit.
Yeah, as soon as Dom brought me up on stage, I don't remember my set. I remember standing there holding the mic. I don't remember what I was wearing. I don't remember anything. I remember Jeff Scott being there. I remember Dom being there, and that's it.
Wow.
I left. Like, I completely blacked that whole night out. And I know if I could get a copy of the lineup from that night, it would jar memories because I would see the names on the lineup. And I saved it, but it got lost in the move. And
sure.
And but yeah, I don't remember anything after that. I was literally an out of body experience.
Dang, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Like a lot of nights I don't, because when I go on stage, I just channel. Like I don't stay here. Like a lot of comics, when you stay in your head, that's when bad shit happens. Because now you're separating yourself from the room. I
honestly, like, I have the same not energy, but like recollection when I'm doing comedy as when I was back in St. Louis. Like, I would watch, I've seen Bill Burr live 3 times, Segura 3 times, and I would watch the show, die laughing, face hurt by the end of the show. If you saw me right outside of the club or the theater, I couldn't tell you a single joke they told.
Yeah, because
I just remember having a fucking blast.
Because you were in the moment.
Same way I'm on
stage.
You let
go.
Yep.
Yeah, you let go. That's why I record everything.
Exactly.
Because I write on stage. There'll be an idea in my head. Hey, you should talk about this, or this is funny to me. This topic.
Sure.
And I go on stage and I rant about it. So I record everything. And then I go through, that works, so then I'll start tweaking. Then I write outlines. I don't write jokes out word for word. I can't.
I'm got penmanship or patience.
Oh, I look like a pharmacy.
Yeah, just fucking...
like, huh? But yeah, so I do outlines. It's much easier for me. And because then I know the beginning, middle, and end of the story with the outline. But I record everything. On audio, I take my phone on stage. I don't record video most of the time. I only do it if I know it's going to be a full room, or if there's a specific joke I want to clip from, or to see what's going to happen.
Sure.
Like, because I need to be like, you got to pass my clips. You got to pass my clips. Go fuck yourself.
Fuck out of here.
I'm working. I'm writing my second album.
I'm working here.
Yeah, I'm working over here. So,
Why did your guy become a pervert at the
I
end?
know.
I'm working over here.
I'm all kinds of
We
crazy.
sniff your chair.
Ooh. Oh, you just triggered a memory. Okay, back in my LA days, my friend Shelly, who used to date Earl Skakel, that's how I met her. And I kind of took Earl under my wing at the Comedy Store back then. And she was Kiss's tour manager and Motorhead's tour manager, and she worked for Clear Channel.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, she was a badass. And she, every year at the Rose Bowl, they would do the weenie roasts, right? So, it's a two-day concerts all weekend of everybody. So, like Janet Jackson, Lenny Kravitz, the Black Eyed Peas, New Kids on the Block, and like all these bands were playing those 2 days, right? Enrique Iglesias. And back then I used to have a crush on him. So the manager and her set it up that I drove the golf cart to the dressing room to get him. And he was with Anna Kournikova. So I wrote a whole bit about
player,
yeah. So, so his manager told you got to fuck with her because she's a huge fan. I didn't care about his music. I just wanted to bang him.
Yeah.
Sing?
You cannot be my hero.
I don't give
a
shit if you speak Swahili.
Yeah.
Asshole. That's how I feel about Dwayne Johnson. Don't talk in the movies. Just take it off.
Why are you clothed?
Yeah, ew. You're blocking.
Yeah.
You're blocking.
Get naked.
Yeah, whip it out, biatch.
Show me your wiener, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna see the little schmackle.
Yeah.
Because he's on steroids.
Yeah.
Those are my people.
Look
But it was so funny. So, cut to Janet Jackson. So they said, Shelly goes, Christy, you're gonna drive Janet because we can't trust these guys.
Sure.
They're gonna freak out over her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't give a fuck if it's Janet Jackson or LaToya or Michael. I'm
Me,
roasting
Jermaine,
all of them.
Tito,
Yeah,
action.
I'm roasting all you bitches.
Yeah.
Right? I don't give a fuck.
Joe? Fuck him.
I'm a comedian, bitch. So they pull up behind the gate in the SUV, and she gets out. The cutest thing I ever saw. She has this like white light around her, like this glow. It's Janet fucking Jackson. I'm like, she's adorable. Oh,
yeah.
Like the pearly gates, right? And she had this big old black dude carrying a gun and a fucking anvil case, and she gets in and she's like, "Hi," because she's she's sheltered from the world. So it's like a dog going.
You're the first person she's talked to all day.
Yeah, like who's not a part of her entourage. That's like a normal person.
Right.
And I'm like, "Hello, Miss Jackson," and I was trying to be polite, because I was trying to be funny too.
Right.
So we get in the golf cart. So we're driving. All of a sudden, the big brother sitting in the front. She's sitting right behind me, and she's like patting my shoulder, like she was like all excited. She's so cute. I just wanted to gobble her. So put her in my pocket. So people start noticing. Oh my God, it's Janet Jackson. They start charging for the golf cart. So me, being an asshole, I gun the fuck. I go, hang on. I hit the gas. We're going 15.
Yeah, at most.
Woo, we're cruising. So I hit the gas, and I'm kicking people off the cart like this. Get the fuck off her, you fucking psycho. And I'm kicking the guard, dying laughing, howling. He's like dying. He's like, oh my God, he's screaming. And just dying. Get the fuck out, you fucking animals. I'm yelling at people. You sons of you fucking knew when you raising a barn. Get the fuck off. I'm pushing people. I'm kicking them. I'm driving with the right arm. I'm kicking and hitting with the left. Oh, it was hilarious. We get up to by the stage where the dressing rooms were. And she gets out, and he's laughing, and they had a ball, and I go, and she's like, oh, it's so good to meet you, and I go, thanks, you too, Miss Jackson. It's because I'm nasty. And they both fell out laughing. So I drive back and wait. They were only doing like 3 songs. So each band was on 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. So Shelly gets a call on the They said Janet Jackson has requested Christy to come pick her up.
No.
Oh yeah! I'm in. Yes, I'm a fucking Jackson. Yes, I'm the white girl.
I will moonwalk in this bitch.
Bitch, I am Blanca Jackson. Okay. So I'm like thinking all big shit, right? Yeah, bitch, Janet asked for me, bitch, suck it, and roll up, and she gets in and I'm talking to her. I don't remember what I'm saying anymore, but we're laughing and talking. She's like got her hand on my shoulder, and I go, "It was an honor to meet you. You're so like amazing." And the guard's shaking my hand like, "You're funny as hell."
Yeah.
And I go, "Yeah, I'm a comedian." So that explains. I go, "Yeah, I work at the Comedy Store." And that explains everything.
Right.
So it totally broke the ice with that. And she gets out of the car and she hugs me, and they go in the car and they leave. So I drive the golf cart back to base. And of course, the Rose Bowl security, who's not working for Clear Channel, all the brothers,
Right.
we
Big
can't,
boys.
motherfucker. No, they weren't that big.
No?
No, they were little. And little bitch asses.
I could fuck them up.
Yeah, because they got paid minimum wage. It's Rose Bowl security. What you gonna do? So I pull up, and then they come running over because they knew I just had Janet Jackson in the car, right? They're freaking out. Yo, yo, yo. I go, yeah, she's amazing. And he goes, and the one dude, the bigger guy, looks at the little dude. He goes, yo, sniff the seat. And I go, what did you just? In my head, in a split second, I'm like, what the fuck? He goes, yo, sniff the seat, sniff the seat. So the little one sniffs the seat, goes, yo, what'd it smell like? I go, Joe Jackson. I could have dropped the mic. They could have shut the Rose Bowl down after that. That was the biggest laugh of the night. I said to Joe, without missing, I'm just sitting there. They go, what's it smell like? I go, Joe Jackson. I crushed.
Yeah.
Crushed the security. But yeah, that's what it made me think of that
Been
story.
here all night. You're welcome.
Douches. But yeah, it was a fun time. So now that I've talked too much, but I just want to say to you, I adore you. And I think you're so funny. And you have a bright career in this.
Thank you.
Coming from a loser. But I know I like to make fun of myself. It's fun. I don't take myself, as you know, I don't take myself too seriously.
No one should.
But you're so fun. I would love to do more shows with you.
Absolutely.
You're wonderful. And I always like to wrap up the show with 2 questions.
Sure.
It's time for 2 questions. And question number 1 is there a bit a comic has done that made you go, God damn it, that was brilliant. I wish I had written that.
Oh, yeah. Ashton Womack has a bit. I'm going to butcher it, but the bit is he found out that his drug dealer's name that he had been calling him was not actually his real government name. He was using a nickname, but the nickname was just the name of his street. So, he was just calling him, Broadway or whatever.
Right.
And then he closes the bit out by just going, anyway, I've been buying my weed off this nigga named Martin Luther King for 6 months.
That's cute. That's a New York joke.
Yeah.
People. If you live in the hood, there's always an MLK
Right.
boulevard.
Every city's got an MLK.
Got MLK.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down with MLK. Okay. But that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And number 2, being comics, we sit around the green room talking shit, try to bust each other up with stupid jokes.
Sure.
And if you're a fan of Paul Mooney, he used to close his sets every night with street jokes.
Yeah.
But he would Mooney-ize them.
Sure.
And destroy. So, what is your go-to street joke?
Oh, my go-to street joke?
Yeah.
Shit. It depends on who I'm fucking roasting. My favorite street joke was a girl and a guy. The dude was dark-skinned. He was real dark. And she said, brother, your skin is so dark and your teeth are so yellow, you look like a Pittsburgh Steelers helmet.
We'll be right back. And about as useful as one, too.
Hey!
That's all right. I'm a Raiders fan, so
Yeah,
I have nothing to say. All right.
Yeah, that's my favorite of all time.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
That's really good. I like that.
Right?
I just say, brother, you so black, you look like a hole in the ozone layer.
Oh, that was so... I forgot.
I love
we used to just spar them all the time.
The Dozens is the greatest.
Yeah, I mean, I was just watching I think it was Nutty Professor, and there's literally a 10-minute block of dozens. Yeah,
it's so good. Those jokes never get old to me, and they never not funny.
Yeah. Your mama's belt size is a equator. Fucking, she puts a belt on with a boomerang.
Damn.
All those shits.
Or your mama's so fat she play hopscotch like this. New York, Chicago, Las Vegas.
Oh, I did a really good street joke that someone got off on Patrice once.
Ooh.
It was a trans woman in the cellar before we're all mindful of trans people. But they're just playing the Dozens outside, and a woman said, "You got so many gaps in your teeth. Looks like your tongue's in jail."
Did he laugh?
He did. Okay. He did. And eventually he won.
Yeah, but Patrice will give it up to you.
Oh yeah.
When you crush, he would give it up to you.
Yeah. Listening to Burr tell the story, apparently that was one he had heard before. Patrice had heard before.
Right.
Because Burr was dying.
Right. I would have been dying.
That was amazing. But Patrice just stayed on the ropes, tucked in the elbows.
Yep.
And then just kept bam, 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 and eventually won the round.
Yeah.
Because he's fucking Patrice.
Because he's Patrice O'Fucking-Neal, dude. And it's God damn, that dude was funny. He was never mean to me.
Sure.
Never, because when I met him, I was opening for Paul Mooney. He was the early show.
Oh.
Carolina. So he goes, "What you doing, white girl?" And I was new from New York, and I just came from LA. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a comedy store comic." He goes, "Oh, okay." I go, "Yeah, I'm opening for Paul Mooney." He goes, "Oh, ooh, then you must be funny if you're working with Mooney."
Shit.
And then from that moment on was, "Hey, Christy, how are you?" Like, shake hands. And I'm like, "Come on, make fun of me.
Yeah, come on,
you
man.
Like me.
You hang out with Don Rickles and he's nice to you. No, fucking
No,
chew
roast-
me up and spit me out.
Destroy me.
Yeah.
Then I know you love me.
Exactly. We're broken.
Yeah, we're so fucked up. We're Humpty Dumpty people. But I love you to pieces. So tell everybody out, all the schoolers out there that listen, where they can find you on the socials, and if you have anything big coming up.
Socials is all Christopher the Comic. Instagram, TikTok, I think X, Twitter, whatever the fuck it's called.
Sure.
No, big on the pipeline. We got some road stuff coming out, but those will be on the socials.
Yeah.
Whenever
Check
we
the socials.
confirm.
And don't forget to follow us here too at Old School New School Comedy on Instagram, and follow the show on Apple and Spotify, and follow us on YouTube, and you can also follow me as well at Christy Miller Comedy on the socials, and that's about it. So please like, follow, subscribe, and share the show. We love you. See you next time.